It's a film with three brains. 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 It's a film with three brains.
Oh my god, you guys are freaks.
His name is Crew.
Hey, good looking.
BMX is his world. Rad is his way of life.
The world would be a lot better off without kids.
We're here for the biggest and most important bicycle motocross event ever held, Hell Track.
This is a very important race.
The very finest riders in the country are here riding for some $100,000.
Hell Track in this big town. They've got to be kidding. This is a joke.
I really think I can get this one. I think I've got a chance.
I don't want to hear any more about it.
Everyone's on his case.
Get that. The paperboy thinks he's a pro.
He's nothing next to Bart Taylor.
He's got the style.
There's something about the way you ride so naturally.
And he's going to prove it.
I've never seen such raw determination and talent in one kid.
Against the factory hotshots.
Looks like the local yokel's gonna race after all.
It's gonna take a miracle to beat this guy.
Against the big money fixers.
All you have to do is take out that kid.
Against impossible odds.
You scared now?
This guy doesn't even stand a chance. Yeah, I am.
He's going for it all. Rad.
Hello and welcome to the Film with Three Brains. I am Cohen in Maplewood.
And this is Sean in Chicago.
And Sam in San Francisco. Yeah.
The movie we are going to yak about today in this episode is the 1986 masterpiece, BMX masterpiece, Rad, starring Bill Allen.
And?
Yeah.
Just Bill Allen.
And just some dude named Bill Allen who didn't do much else. I guess Lori Loughlin's in it from Full House
Lori
fame.
Loughlin.
And Talia Shire has a small role, which is odd.
Yeah, that was funny to see her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adrian.
Directed by Hal Needham, who perhaps you know directed Cannonball Run and Smokey and the Bandit. Those movies. Also Billy Jack. Pretty famous stunt coordinator, stuntman himself. Yeah, Rad. So, I mean, I really only have one question: is this as fantastic as you remember?
I'll let Sean answer that.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I forgot.
What, we're going straight to mail?
Yeah, let's do the
Why
mail
not?
first, because I don't want to interrupt the Rad
Yeah, you're right. Once
highbrow
we get into
discussion
this-
that's going
yeah.
to occur. But yes, we have mail. We got mail just like yesterday.
Sweet.
The subject is a bone to pick. ...
Here we go.
Oh,
All right. So,
It's up my
dear
alley.
brains, a few mornings ago, I was contently listening to your latest episode in which you reviewed the 1982 film Poltergeist, directed by the late, great Tobe Hooper, over a bowl of cereal. At around the 52-minute mark, a statement was made about the filmography of Mr. Hooper by Cohen from Maplewood, in which he said, and here's a quote, "I've seen a few of Tobe Hooper's movies, and Poltergeist is 1,000% the best one, easily. I know Texas Chainsaw Massacre has its fans and appreciate it for what it was at the time, but Poltergeist is way better," end quote. This idea is so unbelievably insane that it almost made me choke to death on a frosted mini-wheat. And it's even more shocking that neither of the other brains had anything to say after this turd was dropped. This is this is the kind of statement that demands a response, so here we go. This email's a little long. All right. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a cinematic masterpiece that Poltergeist, for all its polish and big budget production glitz, can't hold a candle to. This miracle of an independent film was produced for $140,000, and it sustains to this day because of its bold choice to strip away, for the most part, the conventions of traditional narrative, character development, and plot, instead focuses on a bold, visceral experience rooted in the juxtaposition of images and sound. Yes, the two things that make movies stand apart from all other art forms. Instead of crafting clever plot points, dramatic reveals, and witty dialogue that appeal to the intellectual conscious mind, Chainsaw instead targets the primal brain, and by doing so taps into much deeper and darker fears. When I first saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a young boy, I had never seen anything quite like it. I felt like I had experienced something that had changed my brain and how I saw the world and movies forever. For me, this is the measure of great art. While I thoroughly enjoyed Poltergeist and was entertained by the viewing experience, it did not make that kind of deep and lasting impression on me. I'm not alone in my praise. To this day, the film holds a power and influence on those who make movies. In his recent book, Cinema Speculation, Quentin Tarantino writes, "To me, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the few perfect movies ever made. There are very few perfect movies." Mr. Tarantino also called out Jaws, The Exorcist, and Back to the Future as other examples of this rare achievement. And in the chapter he writes about Mr. Hooper, he doesn't once mention Poltergeist. Later this month, a brand new documentary is coming out called Chain Reactions, which feature interviews with Stephen King, Patton Oswalt, and Akashi Miike, all heaping similar praise on Chainsaw. Might be worth checking out to broaden your brains. And there's a link here. I can forward it to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I could go on and on about this incredible film and would be happy to watch it again and discuss live on your podcast if Chainsaw meets the high bar you set for inclusion. Sincerely, Jeffrey El Jefe Morgan, a loyal listener.
Wow.
Jeff.
This is a 1974 movie. That's why it's not on our list.
I know.
Yeah, that's one problem.
And I will give him credit that this is a movie that got implanted into pop culture, all of our brains, for decades. Like, this is... But, I mean...
I will say this.
Poltergeist is...
I have almost no memory of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I saw it once when we were probably in high school. It left a minimal impression on me. I couldn't tell you why, because I don't really remember it. I remember the ending. I probably remember bits and pieces from the sequels, the remakes, from them talking about it in summer school is more vivid in my memory than the movie itself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It became this its own entity, you know?
You see, that doesn't hurt him because he's insane. I remember that scene from summer school. But I perhaps I should revisit Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I will say that it never left the impression on me that other horror movies of that era did, or later, perhaps later. Like I've never included Texas Chainsaw Massacre along with some of my favorites, like Evil Dead and Halloween, and the first one or two Friday the 13th, along with some other stuff, The Exorcist, of course. Things of that nature. But I don't know. Maybe it's worth I should revisit it because I really don't remember it at all.
Well, I think
I just remember not being affected by it that strongly.
We definitely glossed over it. I think that's what Jeff is pointing out, like that we didn't give it its due.
I can't remember last time I saw it.
Yeah, and my only defense to me is, and that I'm going to use his own words against him a little bit.
Okay.
Is he said something about the visuals and the stuff, and the lack of plot points and whatnot, and call me a stickler, but that's what I think makes it a movie, is to have a story to it, And I'm not saying it doesn't have a story. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying to judge it apples to apples. I don't know if we can. I don't know.
I thought that he was doing that a little tongue in cheek. Well, maybe he'll do a follow-up email, because I was like, oh, like he threw out all the conventions and gave you just this visceral thing, which is fine. You can't repeat that. You can't keep doing that over and over, just like Quentin Tarantino can't keep doing what he did over and over. I guess
that also my point in that statement wasn't really to detract from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was more sort of point out that every other movie he made was fucking dog shit. All right, except for Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist. I mean, there's some garbage in there. So whatever, take that with a grain of salt.
Right.
I will rewatch it at some point soon, I think, because I am curious. But I mean, the Jeff's description of it sounds like the horror version of a Terrence Malick film, which I'm really not into. I don't like Terrence Malick movies. Not for me. I know a lot of people love them. They think they're like visual poetry. I just think they're fucking boring. Not that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is that. It couldn't be, but Sean, to your point, what you just said is I tend to agree with that actually a little bit.
The movie part.
Yeah, about plot and character,
plot and things.
Which is why you're choosing.
But there's
English
exceptions to everything. I
patience.
mean, like Mad Max Fury Road, I think is a goddamn fucking masterpiece, and there's very little character development. There's not much, it's thin plot, and it's just extremely visceral and extremely well done.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I need to watch it again.
I like that Jeff is championing a movie that gets overlooked and is a staple of the genre and things like that, because Poltergeist, for everything that we liked about it, still is a little bit, I don't want to say by the numbers, but it's still mainstream sort of.
Sure,
of course,
it's a crowd pleaser.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
Pleaser. So,
but that's kind of the beauty of good, is when you can make a crowd pleaser that's actually good, going back to worth watching. That you didn't just it's not like you were trying to remake Karate Kid on BMX bikes or something.
Yeah, that's
to
funny.
resell the idea.
Use that example.
just throwing out an
that
idea.
Is totally what I was thinking too. I'm glad you said that. Should we go back to the movie that we were talking about?
I guess. All right. Thanks, Jeff, for writing in.
Thanks, Jeff.
And,
thanks for
as
being
always,
our only listener.
Yeah, our loyal
listener.
One loyal listener. Also, any of our good listeners out there ever feel the need to chime in, the email address is thefilmwith3brains@gmail.com. Write us, and we'll read it on the air, as it were. All right. Now,
even if we,
yes,
back
are
to
filmed
the
live.
yeah, exactly. Back to the task at hand. Back to the rad at hand.
Rad.
All right, Sean was going to answer his. You'd asked a question.
Yeah, I had said, is it as awesome as you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Well, first of all, I mean, you guys have seen this before, right?
Yep.
Once.
Okay.
Me too.
Or-
At least.
Well, I saw it. Wait, didn't we see it at your house, Sam, on VHS, or am I mixing that with all the other movies we've seen at your house?
I don't know. We saw so many.
Yeah, it might have just been.
I mean, I did see it, so it seems quite plausible.
I'm sure I probably dragged one of you or both of you to the movie theater to see it, and I'm sure I rented it the minute it came out. I probably was at the video store waiting for someone to return it because it wasn't up on the wall. And I'm like, come on, where's Rad? Is that Rad? And they're like, get the fuck out of here. Leave me alone. As I was prone to do.
Yeah, I didn't see it in the theater. Oh, darn.
Yeah, you missed out on a very visceral experience.
Yeah, it is visceral. Yeah, my answer is no. It's not as awesome as I remember it. Shocking, isn't it?
But wait, did you actually remember being awesome?
Well, I remember
or enjoying
chuckling.
It on some level.
I don't remember the movie except for the over-rotating.
Yeah.
And I guess the ass sliding, sort of, but the...
So bad.
I love the ass sliding now. Now it's my favorite thing. It's the ass sliding.
So bad.
Yeah.
Especially the part when he's about to race and he's like, what I wouldn't give to go ass sliding right now.
Right.
The wistfulness in his voice was like...
Well, yeah, I mean, the writing in this movie is not winning any awards. It's not good. And like so just, I know I'm getting off track already, but when the cop says to him, hey, crew, go balls out. It's like, what the hell kind of thing is that to say? It's so weird. But that's just one of, like, I don't know, a lot. Sam, awesome as you remember.
This is way better than I remember.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because
that's kind of shocking.
No.
Wait, it's a but.
It's not a but. It's a, remember, I don't know, maybe Tremors or Beat Street, one of these reviews that we did where Sean posed the question, what makes a movie so bad it's good?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this movie answers that question. Yeah. It does. Like,
Rad is the original prototype.
It is definitely belongs in that list because there's nothing else that will bring you such unbelievable, like, incredulous feeling and joy as seeing this bike dance scene. Like, it is so absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh,
bonkers.
It's it's like a 70s disco. She's wearing black sequin outfit. So his love interest rolls into town. She's another BMX stunt rider who's not participating, but she's there for the factory. Yeah. And they lock eyes and fall in love immediately. And their first real interaction is this dance scene in which they're each on their own bikes at I don't even get why they're having a dance with the whole town there, and like it's not just a high school dance. Like the CEO of the company's there, like, whatever. Oh my god!
And the adult bike riders are all there.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Everybody. Yeah, and so it's spotlights going and Send Me an Angel, which I hadn't heard in ages, and I would have never remembered it was in a movie. Like that's like such great trivia right there.
Gotta be the only good song in the movie, though, isn't it?
Oh my god,
for sure.
They're doing handstands on the bike. They're standing on the foot pegs with their arms in the air like angels. It's just like oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
true love
it was
on bikes.
I was just, and I was grinning before that. Like I was like the whole time I'm watching this, I was like, this is so bad. It's just cracking me up. Like the whole way. Like that, there's like this police officer who their game is to just chase them around. Like it's really like it's a G movie, and they're like, how can we show these kids are edgy or naughty? And then they're like, oh, I know, they're gonna have a race against the cop or from the cop. They didn't actually do anything wrong. He's gonna show up and say, hey guys, let's race.
He knocked some stuff over with some of those newspapers he threw.
Right.
Yeah. I still don't understand that. Like, was that just some bizarre game they play with each other because they're like chummy?
Because there's nothing else to do, and
there's nothing else to do.
And I was like, "Oh, maybe he'll chase me next time." Like,
yeah. Anyway, oh my god, I saw that. I was like, "This is so bad, it's good." This is there's nothing like that. You can't name a scene in another movie that's anywhere close to that.
Not really.
It's funny. There's like a weird. There's also okay. I don't know why in the 80s someone decided like Olympic gymnasts should be in movies, like they should try to turn into movie stars. But there's a handful of occasions, like there's Rad, where they tried to turn Bart, or what's his name, Bart Connors. He's terrible. There's Jim Cotta starring Kurt Thomas, also terrible. And then there's American Anthem starring Mitch Gaylord. And there's a scene in American Anthem that's like just like this. Only it's not Send Me an Angel. It's like Edelweiss or something. I don't remember.
And
it's a bizarre.
Bikes?
They're not riding bikes. But there's a guy in a wheelchair, like dancing with his cousin, who's like this ballet dancer. And it's like it's so awkward and weird, and it's shot just like this, dark and like spotlights and shit. And I don't know. It's just really odd. But yeah, that scene is bonkers, and it's so clearly not just not Lori Loughlin, clearly not a woman.
Right.
And Bill Allen clearly was not cast because he can ride a bike. I mean, he can ride a bike, but he's not doing any of his own stunts.
He did one stunt. It said it was the one where he went
through the
fence.
The fence.
And there were two guys pulling on the fence to make sure he got through.
And if you watch it, he in the documentary about this movie, which just came out a few months ago, he says if you look real closely, you see I almost wipe out as I turn to stop. He's like, versus when you see me, he said, you see me in the race, turning and stopping and all that, like a real thing. And sure enough, they show the clip, and he's like fumbling with it a little bit to keep the bike up. But,
maybe should I give a synopsis for our listeners?
Shouldn't take long.
Under 40 who have never heard of Rad.
Sure.
So in the 80s, they like to make movies about bike riding or skateboarding, like Thrashing with Josh Brolin, or was Airborne about rollerblading. Anyway, Rad, there's a high school kid. He's a senior, I guess. Although Bill Allen, I mean, he looked like he's about 30. I think he was 25 or something.
23 when 23. They start filming.
He looks much older than a high school kid.
He's supposed to be 17.
Yeah. He delivers papers, and he works at a fast food place. And he's clearly he's good on his BMX bike. And a race comes to town. We don't really know why that town. But a high-profile BMX race is coming to town, and they're going to have a qualifier for the local kids, local people. And he wants to qualify, but it's the same day he needs to take his SATs.
Which is hilarious. It's up against the SATs.
I know the timing of it all is just such a bummer for him, Anyway, his mom, played by Adrian Balboa, Talia Shire, is like, you need to go to college. And he's like, but I'm good on a bike. Dad would understand. Anyway, so he qualifies, and then he races at the end. And there's like a bike riding crew who are the bad guys who race for Mongoose. I mean that, yeah. And a woman comes to town who's one of the pro bikers, and she, her and Bill, the main character, hit it off. And there's a bald cop on a motorcycle who chases them around for fun. So yeah,
then Mr. Hand from Fast Times,
right,
decides he wants to sponsor them. So
yeah,
that's like our fastest double up, I think.
Yeah,
it's shocking.
Like right there.
It's fun though.
It's as silly as it sounds. It's poorly written. The directing's okay. The way it's shot is okay when it's racing time, and stuff.
Stunt wise, you think it's pretty
it's
decent?
It's okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's fine. It's not as good as other Hal Needham movies like Smokey and the Bandit.
Sure.
Smokey and the Bandit 2 actually in particular has great stunts, and Cannonball Run has great stunts. So this isn't as good as those. I don't know why. Maybe it's just more difficult to shoot kids on bikes, or dudes or people on bikes than it is, stunt drivers in cars. I don't know, but
yeah, right. You can attach cameras to bikes,
right?
I was expecting more shots from like below, so that they jump over the camera. Like in the beginning, it's like, ooh, they're up in the air and stuff.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think go ahead.
Say all the freestyle tricks that they, all the stuff that they're doing at the opening and closing credits, as far as agility on a bike that's, barely moving, is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's great. It's very good. I mean, they must have pro bikers doing all that stuff. They do really look it up.
They had the best people in the world at the time.
Yeah.
And the flip in that backflip in the movie, that's the only guy in the world who could do a backflip. He was the first guy to ever do a backflip on a BMX
awesome.
bike. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And get this, how he learned how to do it? He built a ramp going into a pond, and he kept going up it. I'm serious.
Way.
Wow.
Did he have a dog too?
He kept going off of it until he figured out how to land it. Yeah. And then the Hollywood, one of the other 20 racers, had raced with this guy, and he's like, this guy can do it. And they're like, send me a tape. So then Hal Needham saw it. He's like, all right, get him out here. And so they flew that guy out to add that in, because he wanted to put stuff in the movie that people had never seen before. And for most of us, nobody had ever seen any of that. That's what, that's kind of why it was, besides the so bad it's good thing, this is also kind of like this little, time capsule of what esports was at the time.
Yeah.
It didn't exist. Like this track didn't even exist, you know. And
the trivia about the track is pretty interesting. Yeah. Like the original wall that started off was twice as big or something, and none of the riders, or not twice as big, but it was much taller. None of the riders would go down it. None of the pros would go down it.
Yeah.
And so they had to lower it to 25 feet, which is still fucking big.
Yeah, and they still wouldn't go down it.
Yeah.
And so they, so Jose Yanez, the first guy who did the backflip, with the bike, who was in this movie, did the couple backflips. He tried going down it and he wiped out, and then he tried going again and he went face forward and planted it, and then I think he got concussed, and he went out. And then one of the other riders was also a skateboarder, so he carried his bike on his shoulder halfway up a ladder, and then hopped on his bike and went down from halfway, and then just crept up higher and higher. And he was the youngest guy there, the youngest BMX guy. And he says in the documentary, he's like, my dad's like, either do this or we're going home. And so, yeah, like, talk about, parental support. Yeah. So anyway, the kid does it. And then once he did it, everyone else, was like, okay, well, figured it out and did it. But they'd never done it. They'd never done a 25-foot drop or whatever that drop is.
Yeah.
A BMX track back at that, in the original tracks were really simple. They didn't have all the jumps. They didn't have the serial bowl that you go through and all that stuff. So everything that they made for that track was made up. So I think from a stuntman directing a movie standpoint, I think he did his job as far as like trying to show us stuff we'd never seen before.
Sure.
Now we're used to people doing tricks on bikes. And
Oh yeah, I mean the shit they do now is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jose ended up being the first person to do a backflip on a motorcycle too.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
The track itself, the trivia on the track is pretty interesting. Like they made this track, and I'm sure they talk about the documentary, that was so difficult that Hal Needham had to shoot it in sections because no one could actually like finish it without wiping out. So he said, I read something, it took him like 2 weeks to shoot that final race scene because they had to shoot in short sections. They'd ride through and like the part where Bill Allen wipes out and gets whacked with the bike. Like I'm pretty sure that was a real wipeout and he really got whacked by the bike.
Yeah, so
that was pretty gnarly.
In the qualifying when it was come down that hill, yeah, that's a bad wipeout.
Yeah, that guy
accident
passed out when he got hit. They
Jeez.
show that in slow motion, and he just gets taken out from the next rider, just straight into his helmet.
Yeah,
and they said they had no idea what the actual track looked like because it was all just filmed in 30-yard segments, like all over the place, and then he weaved it together. So
well, while we're on that section, like, isn't it kind of weird that you can just take a shortcut in a track like that?
Yeah, that I didn't like any of that. That annoying sort of like the way he's gonna make up time is to go off the track. I mean, in any sport that would disqualify you.
It should have been.
It's pretty clear.
My thought was that if you were jumping and you jumped over, you jumped off the track and landed back into the track.
Yeah.
So kind of like a Mario Kart or something.
Yeah. Well, right, because
that would be legal. That would have been cool. They'd have been like, "Oh my god, he did this massive jump no one else has ever done."
Yeah,
and he's legal because he's still in bounds. Because his little cut there was like, what? He's the only one going down the grassy part.
It's like watching a race on a track, and then someone's like halfway around the track, and they just cut through the middle, go to the other side, and like, look at how clever I am! I beat you all, suckers.
Well, also, it's like, name one other movie in the final race or the final scene. The guy who's ahead stops and turns around and looks back and is like, "Oh, I'll wait for you to catch up to me." Like. No, come on.
There's no good explanation for that either. The announcer was like, "Well, he wants to take him on by himself."
The implication was that he wants to prove he's better than him because the other guys were like trying to stop him, and that's why he kicked or like got the other guys, the twins, out of the race.
Yeah,
so he could face off against this local, small town hero, 1-on-1. Mano a mano or whatever the fuck. That's sort of what I took from it.
I hadn't put that together. So he took out the guys that were trying to help him.
Yes.
So because he wanted a fair race.
Mm-hmm.
But then him stopping was like, okay, I'm reset. Now we're starting together.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And so again, you mentioned earlier about the parallels to the Karate Kid. I mean, there are many, and that's sort of similar in that, the Cobra Kai kids are like, I can take this guy, and like sweep the leg, and they're like, and I feel like this is sort of like that too.
Yep.
Like Bart Connor is like, well, I can beat him. I don't need the dipshit twins to take him out.
Yeah. I think the problem with all that though is that Crew qualified by taking third a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he was never Bart qualified by winning.
Yeah.
He won his heat. He automatically qualified, so it's like, that means that every time he raced, there was one or two people ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, he didn't really establish himself as like the best during the qualifying. So anyway, nitpick.
I think he took second, third, and second.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
I think
but
so.
also, like, I mean, the whole kind of MacGuffin of it all, that the owner of Mongoose or whatever they say he is, sort of needs Bart Connor to win because he has millions of dollars in promotional stuff lined up. I mean, that makes sense, but then why open it up to a qualifier? He does that on the fly at that town meeting. They weren't going to do that. Right. Some woman's like, well, won't the kids feel left out? And he's like, oh, right, let's have a qualifier.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a problem he created.
And he lost $10,000 just by throwing it out there.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. That was kind of silly. Not
The whole thing's
very
silly.
intelligent
That's
plotting.
what's so great about it. It's so cheesy the whole way through.
The whole way
You're just
through.
like, oh, I can't believe this. Oh, I can't believe this. Over and over. I'm like, this is just like,
Yeah.
like if you, like springtime for Hitler sort of thing. Like, we're gonna do this, you know? Like,
Yeah.
And then at the end, you realize that, like, I realized it's like, oh my God, I was grinning or giggling like 90% of this movie. It's like, because it's almost like Napoleon Dynamite, you know? Like
A little bit, yeah.
Like, it's just like so,
Yeah.
you know. The whole thing though is, instead of just one character, the whole thing is just like, oh my God, this whole thing is so stupid. It's perfect.
I could not stop thinking about his wardrobe choices. Like,
oh yeah,
he goes to that dance in a dress collared shirt and track pants.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, maybe that's because that's how he likes to ride and have something sporty on. But no, in the qualifier, he wears jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wearing damn jeans for the qualifier.
And a sweatshirt.
Yeah. And a sweatshirt. Like, what? It was, yeah.
I got my bandana on.
And he's wearing like a lacrosse helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the twins outfit at the dance? I love that.
Oh my God,
the trivia says they took those costumes from V.
Yeah, they totally look like it.
I don't like. Is that was someone just making a joke, or is that true? Like, it looked ridiculous. I mean, it was just bananas.
Why are they doing push-ups?
And then the part where Bart Connor's like, you know, you could have waited till I was done dancing. It's like the music had stopped already. No one was dancing when she rode in. He's just like, I gotta wait till I was done dancing. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you there?
This is what, even like more than like a Howard the Duck or something, this is a really hard movie to explain to someone who wasn't around for the 80s. I mean, the 80s are wild, but this is, I mean, because I mean, it seemed like everything was a fad, right? We have breakdancing, and we gotta make all these breakdancing movies, and
yeah.
But yeah, this one stands out. I do remember that Josh Brolin movie a little bit, The Thrashing.
Yeah,
I think I was mixing that up in my mind with, like, because there's a big street race at the end of that movie.
I've actually never seen it. I only seen clips. For some reason,
I don't know.
Something came out with Josh Brolin not that long ago, and for some reason I saw him in an interview, and that Thrashing came up, and they showed some scenes, and I was like, oh boy,
yeah,
yikes.
And then a year before this, this is actually on my list for some reason, but BMX Bandits with Nicole Kidman. Have you heard of that one?
I've seen that, yeah.
You've seen that?
Yeah. It's
terrible. That has more of a plot, like some heist or something, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not a real BMX movie.
Yeah.
To the BMX.
Yeah, I don't know if it's... I don't know how it stacks up to this, but the fact that got made and then this got made after that is just like...
Well, I think that was an Australian film, wasn't it? I don't think it was an American
Australian
film.
It is. But that's even more perplexing, because that means it's worldwide. Like, BMX is such a big thing worldwide that we're going to start like creating content for BMX kids, you know? Like,
yeah,
what?
But that's
what?
Yeah, that's. I mean, come on,
but
mag wheels, foot pegs. This is all stuff we wanted.
Yeah, we loved it. Sure. We absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember working with me moving video games, and we were at the place on Highway 45. There's a parking lot. Some guy there doing tricks on that. Do you remember this guy? He was on a BMX bike, and he could do all sorts of stuff. And you know, they had the special brakes at the front, so you could spin the whole bike around if you were just doing a front wheel wheelie, and you know, you could do like a handstand on it. And this guy's doing all this stuff, telling us about how he's going to do this and that, you know, flipping that thing around. I mean, for us being in the middle of nowhere, it was like this. It had made it all the way to this little town in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think you might, I mean, this didn't get everyone to do it the way Karate Kid did, but I think it did bring, you know, BMX. I think, I mean, why wouldn't Hollywood want to latch onto that? Like, this is what kids are doing. Like this,
sure.
They do that over and over. I think the 80s were like the perfect time for it. But,
yeah.
You know,
Gleaming the Cube is another one I think of.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But I mean, come on, even Gleaming the Cube has a whole like love story and murder and
right.
I mean,
Gleaming the Cube is not not about skateboarding the way Rad is about BMX bikes.
Right.
It's just it's a minor element, really, in that the main character is a skateboard dude.
And he's got a buddy who works at Pizza Hut, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. I when I saw the runtime, I'm like, okay, how did they make a whole movie out of this? And it
goes by really fast.
It goes it goes by fast, but they don't really do a whole lot. Like,
no, I know nothing much happens.
Nothing happens. Yeah,
no, it's just stunts.
Yeah,
it's just it's all. That's why I said it's almost a musical, because it's like the dance scene, the riding the logs through the riding through the lumberyard scene. These are all just montage pieces. Yeah, one after the other.
The music to me, other than "Send Me an Angel," the music all sounds almost like someone today was like trying to create an '80s soundtrack. Was in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way. Like if someone today made a movie that took place in 1986. And they wanted it to be sort of a hokey version of 1986, and movie hokey version, and then created these tongue-in-cheek songs. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like this. These can't be real songs.
And it's like they didn't try to work in the dead father or like the kid's sister, and there were like no quiet moments without that soundtrack blaring in the background.
For those of you wondering what that soundtrack is, it was mostly new wave, a little bit of rock, but mostly new wave synthesizers.
Yeah,
the whole way.
Yeah, it was a special kind of new wave, though. I don't know. It wasn't Bauhaus, it wasn't.
That "Break the Ice" song at the beginning.
Yeah,
that made it on the radio too, I think.
Did it?
Or on MTV?
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah. The other ones, no, you didn't even never even heard of these bands.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have even remembered "Send Me an Angel" if it had not been in here. And they're one-hit wonder, real life.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I mean, it's just like we don't want to have any. Is it like they didn't know how to transition from one thing to another, so just kept the music going throughout the whole thing, or what? I mean, what was the thinking? That was my thought.
I think part of it was just like they thought the music was going to sell it, to the movie going audience, the kids, of the 80s. And maybe it did. I don't know. I don't really remember having any thoughts about the music at the time, other than I like "Send Me an Angel." I thought that was a pretty good song. But
actually, when they filmed it, they were filming it to "White Wedding." They didn't know
Seriously?
that they were. Yeah, they were filming it to the song "White Wedding." They didn't know it was going to be the "Send Me an Angel" was going to be the song. Yeah,
that's interesting.
They couldn't get it. And then was Jump in the movie? Was there Van Halen in there at the beginning?
No,
because they talked about
so.
how they were going to have Van Halen at the beginning too, but they also Hal Needham talks about like the reason they had to shoot in Canada, even though they say it's Ohio, is that the U.S. dollar was so much stronger than the Canadian dollar that they knew they could try to make budget if they shot in Canada. And he shot in Calgary before, so they said that Calgary was like ready to roll out the red carpet for him.
Did they? So, I didn't know. I don't recall if they say overtly it's supposed to be Ohio or not. And I was wondering while I was watching it, because the opening and the closing, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like Santa Monica or something.
Yeah, no, they're in Torrance Beach at the very beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're at Torrance Beach for that filming. So they wanted to just see what the stunt guys could do, what BMX like riders could do. So Hal Needham said, go film these guys doing tricks and that, so I know what this movie can be. And so they go to where all these BMX guys hang out in Torrance, and the day was like overcast, crappy. So they're like, all right, well, we'll still film anyway. And so like they're in a parking lot in front of a white wall. They're on that half pipe and with a fence near it. All that stuff is Southern California.
Yeah.
But because it was just kind of washed out and whatever, they kept it. So a lot of the people making the movie who were in the movie had no idea that those scenes were ever shot. Then they ended up being the credits.
So, that's crazy. Yeah. Bill Allen with his limited filmography is a double up for us. Do you know?
He is?
Did you see that? Yep.
No.
Somehow.
What else is he in?
It's right after. Well, not right after. He's in Born on the 4th of July in 1989.
What?
And it just says Platoon, which I don't know if he did not have a actual character name or that he was part of the Platoon. I mean,
also, maybe he's in the beginning. Maybe he's in the beginning before Tom Cruise comes home.
That could be.
Yeah,
that's possible.
No,
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, that's the only film of note that he's in.
Well, his acting, it almost seems like they filmed the movie in order, because at the beginning of the movie he seems so stiff, you know, and as it went on, I think he seemed like he got a little bit better, or maybe it was just the fact that he wasn't doing much because he was on the bike so much. But
yeah,
at the beginning I was like, oh my God, just the way he's delivering his lines.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Later on, it seems like he's having much more fun.
Yeah, they all are.
Just as like just as like an actor who maybe they just finally realized how goofy it all was, and they're just like, fuck it, this is we're just gonna have some fun here.
Yeah. Well, in the documentary, he admits he was nervous. It was the second time he was. It was the second time he had a major part, and you know, and then he's like, you know, I'm around these older guys who are like legends. You know, some of Hal Needham's buddies and that, and you know, Talia and that, and his buddy, who also is not an actor, was saying that it took a while for, you know, them hanging out and realizing that hey, we're all just having fun together. You know, because he's like, I'm not a real actor, and he's like, and a lot of the BMX people weren't actors either. You know, it's like all these people were brought together who'd never done anything like this. And you know, Hal Needham thought it was great because he had done Cannonball Run 2 with like Farrah Fawcett and Frank Sinatra and Dino, you know, like the rap, like all these people. And he's like,
these huge stars,
yeah, they wouldn't show up. You know, he's like, we're trying to film this thing out in the desert. No one's coming out of their trailer. It's not like they're anywhere else. He's like, you know, we're waiting, you know, half hour. No, so that, you know, apparently the night before filming, he tells crew, he's like, you know, just ask you one thing, don't be late. And you know, and so all these guys are just looking up to him like here's this legendary movie maker who you know, they're nervous about and trying to make happy. Yeah, Bart Conner said that his interview was that he got a phone call from his agent, and they're like, yeah, Hal Needham wants to meet you. He thinks that you might be able to play a part in this BMX movie. He's like, I don't ride bikes. He's like, yeah, I told him that. He's like, he still wants to meet you. He's flying to Oklahoma and pick him up at the airport. And so this is, you know, Bart Conner's a medalist. He's got all these deals or whatever. He picks him up in a Porsche 930, you know, the turbo, the Widowmaker, which turns out to be a car that Hal Needham loves. He's a big car guy. He said, we sat in my car, we drove around for an hour talking about cars and all the cars that we like. And I said, you know, you want to stop at a restaurant or somewhere? I'll read you the lines. He's like, don't worry, you got the part. He's like, bring me back to the airport. He's like, I never read a line to get the part. It's like,
yeah, Hal may have been a little rusty on this casting process, but yeah, I remember seeing Bill Allen in Family Ties. I think he only did an episode or two, but
I don't remember that at all.
The episode was called The Matchmaker. I don't know.
I think it's pretty funny how like the elevator pitch for this movie had to have been, it's the Karate Kid on bikes, you know, like he doesn't get bullied the same way exactly, but like everything else, I mean, even his bike looks like Daniel LaRusso's bike, you know,
right?
Talia Shire kind of looks like I forgot the name of the woman who played his mom. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not moving to a new town kind of thing, but I don't know. It felt so similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah, well, the underdog thing,
Randy Heller,
you know,
was
Heller.
Yeah, was Lucille LaRusso.
The underdog thing is like good, but it doesn't really come off in the end. You know, like, I mean, I guess it does, because we know everyone else is professional and he's the amateur, and the whole town is rooting for him. But but we don't get a sense of like this is a big moment for him, other than, I mean, I guess he's going to get sponsorship. He's going to keep doing this, right? But
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. Like what?
Okay. When they pitched this movie, they did not pitch it as Karate Kid on bikes.
No.
Okay.
They pitched it as a different movie on bicycles. You want to take a guess what movie they used?
A different movie on bikes.
I mean, I would have to guess Rocky.
Yes, that's exactly it. He said, when we met Hal Needham, we said, think Rocky on bicycles.
Okay. Yeah.
Rocky on bicycles.
I was
Rocky
like,
on bicycle.
that's a stretch.
Yeah.
And one thing we haven't mentioned is Breaking Away, which kind of has that that sort of feel. Like he gets sabotaged by the pros. He's just out of high school. He's not even, thinking about going to college. That there's a little.
I don't think I've ever seen Breaking Away.
Really?
Yeah.
The Cutters and the bike gang of bike kids. I don't know.
Yeah, what was?
I've seen it. I just don't remember it very well. I know it's Dennis Quaid is. He's in there, right?
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid is like the head. He's like, there's like 4 of them. I don't know, but
yeah, it's
but that wasn't a big thing in it. Like,
it's an Indiana town, so it's Midwest. It's right next door to supposedly Calgary, Ohio.
Sure.
And it's there's this division of the kids who are going to go off to college and the kids who are the working class, and this kid's going to be the working class kid, and he loves riding his bike. And a big race comes through with professionals, and he decides to try to ride with them, and the pros sabotage him once they realize he can keep up. And then ultimately at the end of the movie, he realizes that if he goes to college, he can ride in college and just be part of the bike team and all that.
Right.
So anyway, it's a simple movie. It's better than this.
It's definitely
it's better made than this movie, but you won't grin and be just in awe as often as this movie.
I also think of, for some reason, I always associate Rad with Quicksilver, which is another sort of bike, focused movie that came out in 1986. I feel like Rad has a little bit in common with Footloose too, kind of.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it just too. Yeah, it feels very similar. I always like Quicksilver. I don't know. We didn't do Quicksilver, did we?
No,
we didn't.
No.
Oh, I don't even remember anything about Quicksilver.
Then I must have watched it somewhat recently. Then, yeah, Kevin Bacon plays a stockbroker who loses everything for both him and his parents, and he becomes a bicycle
bike messenger
in New York. Yeah. With his ragtag group of other messengers.
That's what I mean. Like, the 80s were full of these crazy plot lines. Like, let's build a whole movie around this thing.
That's all they wanted to do.
Yeah. There's also one about surfing called The North Shore. I don't know if you guys ever saw that one. Came out in the 80s. It was about a kid in Arizona who surfs on, like, the Colorado River or something. Like, I don't know how it worked, but there was a spot in the rapids where it created a wave, and you could surf it basically without really moving. You just sort of like almost like a surfing simulator naturally occurring. And he ends up going to some like pro surfing competition somewhere. I don't know. It's bananas. It's a lot like this actually.
Quicksilver takes place in San Francisco.
What? It does?
No.
Yeah.
No. They shot some of it in San Francisco. But I think it's supposed to be in New York, isn't it?
It's supposed to be New York.
Because I thought his parents live in like Queens or something. And
all right, well,
and he's a stockbroker.
Can't believe everything you read on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly shot some scenes in San Francisco. You can tell when you watch the movie. There's like a whole bike race between him and Lawrence Fishburne with these long, steep hills that definitely do not exist in New York.
Failed stock market whiz kid gets a job on a bike at San Francisco's Quicksilver Speed Delivery.
Really?
Shit.
That can't
That's
be right.
the
I
first
was
line of
wait, but who wrote it?
IMDb.
But who wrote it?
I'm reading the synopsis of IMDb. Who writes the synopsis?
Just people. Just dipshits. Just anybody.
People.
Anybody can read that?
Yeah.
Random
Oh,
dipshit people.
Gaggle.
Gaggle?
Whoever that is. Anyway.
Why can't I find the movie?
Okay.
I
always thought it took place in New York because he was a stockbroker. I just think of New York.
I did
as
too. Yeah, I just picture me New York for something. Yeah. Pacific Exchange. Yeah, that covers it.
No shit. My mind is blown.
80s sports movies. There's a million. Hoosiers.
Yeah, but a lot of them are good. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, these aren't
Hoosiers,
sports movies. These are like, what do you call these? Like, I don't think of them as sports movies. They're like fringe sports movies.
Or yeah, like hobbyist movies or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they're like extreme sports movies. I guess now you would, like X Games shit, but.
All right. Well, we've covered a lot of them. Actually, yeah, the list of them, we've said them all. You even mentioned North Shore. Over the Top. There you go.
Over the Top.
There's a niche.
Over the Top.
Niche sports movie.
The one and only arm wrestling movie.
Yeah.
Hey, takes place 20 minutes north of me. Petaluma. Arm wrestling capital of the world. They're still proud of that there. I go there and I'm like lifting my sleeves up, I'm like, we'll get better service at the restaurants if I show off my guns. And I turn my hat around.
Yeah, that's bonkers. Like, who? I mean, even considering Sylvester Stallone is in your movie, like, that's the whole movie. He drives a truck and he arm wrestles.
Well, he reconnects with his estranged child.
Yeah, and his kid is really into arm wrestling for some reason. I mean, his kid wouldn't have. Yeah, his kid didn't care what he was doing. No. He was like, "That's my dad, isn't he cool?"
Here, wait. I'll read some more synopses, and you tell me what movie they are. A law student comes to California for the summer and ends up playing professional volleyball.
Yeah,
Side Out.
I forgot about Side Out.
Sloan must learn the ancient kickboxing art of Muay Thai in order to avenge his brother.
That's Kickboxer.
that's Bloodsport.
Jamaican sprinter is disqualified from the Olympics.
That's Kickboxer. It's not Bloodsport.
Kickboxer.
Yes,
his brother
Bloodsport.
dies.
He plays Frank
Bloodsport.
Dukes.
He goes to Kumite.
Yes.
And that's based on.
Oh yeah, like put up your dukes.
I'm sorry. I'm. How could I question your Jean-Claude Van Damme knowledge?
Wait, Sam, what was it after Kickboxer?
A Jamaican sprinter is disqualified from the Olympic Games and becomes a coach for
Cool Runnings. Is that what that is?
Cool Runnings.
Oh boy.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get on up, it's Bob sometime. Jamaica. Bonkers. I mean, that's a true story. That's not bonkers. We're mixing some things that are not as questionable as others.
Yeah.
But I think that the point is, they loved a sports story in the 80s.
Sure,
they did.
A sports interest type of thing.
I mean, were any of them all that successful that warranted them trying doing it? Like, I mean, Back to the Future was like, I feel like Back to the Future sold 6 billion skateboards just because of that movie.
Yeah,
in the 80s. So maybe it was something like that, where they're like, well, look at skateboard sales in 1986 after Back to the Future came out in 1985. Holy shit, did it. So they're like, well, maybe if we make Rad, we make a movie like Rad, Mongoose bikes are going to go through the roof, or whatever.
That's how Transformers got made, right? That's how that was.
The new franchise?
No, the old franchise.
Well, yeah, it was a toy first.
Yeah, it was made as a
just
toy.
Like G.I. Joe.
So
yeah, it was a toy, but
I don't know.
Yeah, G.I. Joe.
Okay, let's think of it a different way. What if we've talked about this before? How the 80s, the dawn of latchkey kids, and really the dawn of movies made for kids, tweens, and teenagers.
Yeah,
like way more than the 60s didn't have that for certain. 70s a little, but really the early to mid 80s. And if you're a not too creative studio exec And you're like, some of these work. Like, what do kids like? Like, you're all of a sudden like, kids' movies are popular. What do they like? And I'm like, well, my kid rides a skateboard. Like, deal, like.
right, yeah. Right.
Done. Like that. I think that's what it was, It's simple. Like, well, but my daughter's an iron worker and likes dancing. I'm like, okay, deal.
My daughter's an iron worker. That's a good example. But again, we're mixing these.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you have Tom Hanks, then you can think about doing big. You can't write big and just be like, we'll find somebody good. Like, you can't do that without Tom Hanks.
But that's the whole lightning in the bottle thing, is that you have to have everything. You have to have all the pieces.
Yeah, but to greenlight something, to think that this could actually make some money. I mean, regardless of whether it's a good movie or not, if you're a studio guy or gal and you want to make money, you would say, okay, we got the formula, we got everything, we got somebody that can do this reasonably well, as opposed to this movie where you're like, well, we got this idea, we got some bikes, all
right,
we'll find people to make it a movie.
But we're reviewing this movie 40 years later, and they still haven't figured out what the equation is, and how to solve it. They're still making crap.
Yeah,
like,
they've just,
if you're like,
they've
how
squeezed
could
more
they
money out
like
of crap.
this?
Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're making a good point. So we now get more money out of crap than we used to. Because this had a budget of $3 million and made $2 million, but at least it was like a top 10 video for like 2 years.
It became a huge video hit and became like this cult classic.
Yeah, we've talked about that, but maybe we should talk about it more, like how important VHS or VCR was to the 80s.
It was huge.
Huge.
Yeah. Not
you could make a
had,
movie,
you cable. You didn't have cable.
Yeah.
No cable.
You could make a movie that bombed at the box office and still make a profit on video.
Right.
Now it's not really like that. Streamers aren't the same. The business model's totally different. It doesn't benefit the filmmakers much.
Wait, I thought that's why we went to video.
That's why we went to make all the money?
Yeah, that's why we're on YouTube. For anyone just listening to this, you could actually watch our ugly mugs.
Sorry.
If you want.
If you must.
Wait, one more here. Steve has given up on football and gymnastics after breaking an arm. Julie comes to town to train for a gymnastics championship.
That's American Anthem.
Yep.
That's the one that has the weird dancing with the guy in a wheelchair.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Mitch Gaylord, has his angry, his like rage dance or whatever, like Footloose kind of thing. Okay. Yeah. American Anthem's pretty rough. And it's not as enjoyable as Rad.
This poor little boy has always been told he's too small to play college football.
Rudy?
Yeah. There's a million of them.
Just for a second, I thought you were, just for a minute, I was thinking of Teen Wolf. And I was like, who in their right mind ever thought Michael J. Fox would be on a basketball team? He's like 5'3".
This is the 80s. They had Spud Webb. I had to explain who Spud Webb was the other day to someone.
Oh, that's interesting.
Spud Webb.
Spud Webb, man.
Yeah. I guess so. Well, have we exhausted Rad?
All right. Let me throw one at you, Sam. When plans with her boyfriends falls through, high school senior Chris Parker ends up babysitting the Anderson kids. I gave it away right then. Yeah.
Adventures in babysitting.
But like, how is that a plot? When plans with her boyfriends fall through, that's the impetus?
How these things happen. When you accidentally dig a hole in your backyard because a tree fell, and it opens up a gate to hell.
Yeah.
There was a lot of random crap in the 80s. That's why Stranger Things is so much fun, because they're like, oh yeah, remember how easy it was to invoke the others, demons from the other world. Like I opened the wrong side of this Pepsi. Like, what? No, now we're all eternally damned.
Oh crap! Yeah.
Yeah. So my take is this is a gem. Just keeps on giving. I'm gonna watch it again.
I like your attitude. I don't know if I believe it completely, but
just
especially the watch it again part.
So bad it's good. There's not many films
Yeah.
that you can give that to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. It does set itself apart with how bonkers it is, how gleefully bonkers it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unabashedly bonkers.
Indeed.
I guess we should move on. Is
I
there any
suppose.
sequels or anything? Or all right. Well, no sequels.
Oh well, you know what? It is interesting. Speaking of video, so Rad got a VHS release, after it came out in the theater in the 80s, but they never put it on DVD, I believe, until they released a DVD and Blu-ray just like 5 years ago. Or something like that, which I bought, which I have. I have.
I was going to say because they released it because you were clamoring for it.
But some guy
between
keeps
them,
writing us.
I'm pretty sure that it was never on DVD until recently, which is weird. But I guess I don't know. They probably just didn't want to invest the money to do it, and figuring no one would buy it.
Yeah. All right. So, you ready for what's next here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I as much as I did enjoy how bonkers this movie was, I wanted to kind of redo. I wanted to do another. I don't know if it's the same.
You want to redo a movie
genre.
we've already watched?
No. But I wanted to. Well, let's put it this way. I'm redoing it. I'm doing another Cohen pick.
Great.
I'm giving it another shot.
All right.
And it happens to be in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
And it is the director is someone we have talked about before and done at least one or two movies.
70s Cohen pick.
And
so it's got to be kind of bad.
No, not necessarily. No, I wouldn't say that.
So what genre are we talking?
Well, it's kind of in the sporting world. It's definitely in the sporting world. But I mean,
is it like Slapshot?
It is Slapshot.
I was just gonna say, is it the hockey movie?
I think I guessed Slapshot when you talked about Rad. No, I think this makes sense. Anyway,
Slapshot's great.
Recently.
I mean, I haven't seen it.
I remember
in years.
being very good. It is.
Yeah,
1977. George Roy Hill.
Yeah.
Right. And the the cherry on top is it's on Netflix until the end of October. So
nice.
Plenty of time.
Yeah,
I don't know that I've ever seen it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Paul Newman.
Great. Yeah, we haven't done a lot of Paul Newman.
No, only what did we do? We did The Verdict.
We did The Verdict.
Yeah.
We didn't do Color of Money or anything like that. Yeah, we've done like hardly any.
We didn't do Cool Hand Luke, do we? That predates our range. Yeah.
Yeah. Same with the other really great one.
With Newman, The Sting. Yeah, The Sting's too long. Yeah.
Also, Troy Hill.
I would like to too. Yeah. Maybe someday we'll do some bonus movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been our raddest episode ever.
Oh, can we talk about that for one quick second? So,
sure.
Remember when what's her name in the
Christian?
Dazed and Confused, and she's like, maybe the 80s will be radical, yeah. And it was funny because like, oh yeah, radical. We're gonna use that word a lot, but in this movie, it's used. It's a shortened version of radical, but it's not really discussed at all. It's just rad. It's just.
Yeah.
But now we're like, yeah, rad. That means radical. We don't have to explain it. But was there a moment in the 80s when we started saying rad and not radical?
Or
did we say rad that much though?
I say more now than I did it then.
Right.
I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Sort of tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
I don't recall rad being part of our lexicon. Really.
I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wait. Before we finish though, we also have to go back and explain why the building the ramp over on a pond was so funny to us.
Yes, we might as well.
Because I built one.
Yeah.
My pond.
Sam, when we were growing up, the house Sam grew up in had a pond in basically the front yard. You guys had, I don't know how many acres, but it was a fair amount of land. They had a little beach on it we used to swim on. And I don't remember. Did you built a ramp?
Yeah, when I
And
put
then
plywood on it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we were riding it into the
Right.
water. We sucked.
We were riding bikes into the
air.
water and jumping into the water.
Yeah. Very, very rad inspired.
None of us
Yes.
tried to do a backflip,
No.
but your dog did almost kill you. So
When I specifically asked you, hold the dog. And then I started riding down the hill towards the ramp. And the
full
dog
speed.
runs right in front. And I go off the ramp sideways, wipe out, get a bloody nose.
Oh
Thanks.
man.
Priceless memories.
Dog
then-
was fine, though,
friends.
right? Dog was fine, I think.
Your dog was just fine.
there's
Well, that's
there's a
okay.
follow-up to that story though. Like fast forward 25 years, and I hadn't thought about that story in about that long. And Sam, you sent me an email, I think,
Yeah.
and it was completely unrelated to anything from our childhood. It was just about, I don't know, something, who knows, anything at all, doesn't matter. And then you signed it. Why didn't you hold the dog, Sam? And I laughed. I swear I laughed for like a half hour. I couldn't stop laughing because I hadn't thought about that in years. And the rest of your email was not related in
No.
any way. It was completely out of the blue. And I had totally forgotten about that happening. And oh my God, I laughed and I laughed. Why did you hold the
Yes,
dog?
good
That dog was
friends.
powerful.
Memory, yes.
Yes.
All right. Now
Anyway.
this has been our best review.
Yeah.
So
no.
when they titled the movie Rad, they said that was the working title, and everyone was like, what's rad? What?" And so at the time, it hadn't caught on yet
Thank you.
a slang for radical. But then the movie made it that way.
Okay.
That
Mhm.
people started saying rad.
I feel better now.
So
Yeah. We could be saying balls out instead, I guess, right?
Right. And that was the original title was Balls Out.
Yes, that was
Which
the
I guess why
working-
the cop says that to him, but it's still weird.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah.
It's a terrible title.
All right.
They were probably worried they'd confuse it with like Side Out. Or
yeah.
or some other sports movie that involves like a basketball, a baseball, a volleyball.
That's
whatever.
true. Yeah. You can't
Balls
do
Out.
a BMX movie and call it ball anything because then
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Come on.
Wheels of Fury or something like that.
Yes.
Wheels. All right.
Whoa. Thanks again, Jeff, for keeping us honest,
Yeah.
keeping us on our toes. Thanks everybody for listening or watching.
Yeah.
Right,
We'll
that's
see you
enough
next
movie,
time
but if I'm out.
for Slapshot.
And thanks to Cohen for almost holding that dog.
Almost.
See you later.
Bye.
It's the Fun with Three Brains.
My life
That
in
is
your
awesome.
hands.